Welcome, y'all. Wes with DIY Food Plot Pro. Thanks so much for joining us. We have got major breaking news coming out of the deer woods that we are going to discuss on today's episode. My name is Wes. I run the channel DIY Food Plot Pro. I've got an agronomy degree, I farm for a living, and I have a whitetail deer hunting outfitter business on 1,800 acres in West Kentucky in a no baiting zone. We go over food plots, how to do these on this channel. So West Kentucky, when I mentioned that we are in a no baiting zone, the reason that West Kentucky is in a no baiting zone, we are in a CWD surveillance area. And what that is they found a deer right on the Kentucky-Tennessee line. We're a bordering county to Tennessee. They found a deer in Tennessee that tested positive for CWD. So they have thrown us into a surveillance zone. We've been in it since 2021. We can put no bait. We can use no minerals, no form of attractants whatsoever in hunting whitetails. They have tested thousands of deer in our area and have came out with absolutely zero CWD in our area of the testing. Our first year in 2021, the 16-day gun season, we were required to take every single deer harvested to a check-in station where they would cut the lymph nodes out and check for CWD. The second year, 2022, it was only during the weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This year, it was only for the first 3 days of gun season. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. No deer in our area has tested positive for CWD. So we're all thinking this is about to be over with. They're gonna open up the minerals again. We're gonna open up the baiting again. And lo and behold, this fall, they have found a CWD positive deer an hour and a half away, and it's our first CWD positive here in the state of Kentucky. It was a 2.5-year-old male out of Ballard County, Kentucky, was harvested, and it was checked, and it was CWD positive. So what does this mean for the state of Kentucky and the surrounding areas? There's a lot of states that are dealing with CWD. Tennessee's been a hot zone for a long time. Now Kentucky has its first CWD positive. Missouri found a lot of new cases of CWD this year. Illinois got it, Indiana's got it, Ohio's got it. It is spreading rapidly across our deer woods in the United States. In Kentucky, I would not be surprised at all if we are not banned from putting bait and minerals statewide next year. We are in the surveillance zone, so we're right down here on the Kentucky-Tennessee line, right? This case of CWD that popped up went all the way to the northern part of Kentucky on the western part of the state and jumped up there, basically where the Ohio and the Mississippi River, there's a confluence of both those rivers. That's where the CWD was found. I'm very, very confident next year that all the counties around Ballard County are going to be in a surveillance zone, but I would not be surprised at all if they didn't go ahead and extend that all the way across the state now that we do have a CWD positive. We are treading in waters that we've never been in before. There's never been a CWD deer in Kentucky before. What does this mean for our hunting? That's where we really get into this. We used to use a lot of corn. Prior to 2021, we used a ton of corn, and we hunted places, specific places that we had advantages over the deer as far as the wind, the thermals, all those things were in our advantage. You have to hunt completely different when you're not hunting over bait. And a lot of these guys will tell you in these states that can hunt over bait, Illinois, Indiana, it's a whole nother ball game. There's a lot of folks out there that are still using bait to hunt whitetail deer over. The beautiful part of using corn or minerals, is you can get inventory of what you have to hunt. That is an absolute game changer, and that's something that you are fixing to experience if you're going to in this CWD bait zone that is so difficult. The first year your mineral sights are going to hold up. After that, they're just useless. The deer are not going to come to them anymore. You're not going to get your pictures. You're going to have to go old school, putting them on trails, mock scrapes, things like that. But getting inventory of your deer without something to draw them to an area is a very difficult thing to do. The second thing it's going to do is those properties that are not cream of the crop. I have one of these that I own, okay? It's a small farm, it's 8 acres with a corn pile. I can pull a lot of deer on that 8 acres. Otherwise would not be able to. If I was just hunting it, the amount of free range traffic without manipulating anything, very minimal on that farm. you are going to experience very different hunting than what you've got accustomed to hunting over those corn piles. But here's where this really changes. You get into a CWD zone, they're going to ban mineral, they're going to ban corn. I can't say for sure, but I have asked the warden, Kentucky Fish and Wildlife, many times about water. Some of you guys are going to think I'm nuts for even thinking about that. But the way the law is written, it's any form of attractant to draw deer to an area. A water hole is that form. So I think that's a gray area. I'm not certain of it. That's why I have never put any water in my areas before. But food plots are still legal to do in those areas. That is what we have done here at DIY Food Plot Pro and Clarks River Whitetails. We have expanded mega on our food plots, and we are experiencing some very good hunting over those food plots. In 2021, we were very much relying on corn piles with a few scattered food plots. You would not believe the difference in 2021 and then the last 2 or 3 years. It's been mega differences where we're planting these food plots, we're manipulating this food plot, we're putting them where they need to be, we're growing what the whitetails prefer, and our hunter success has been very, very high. Even on high acorn year like this year, we were still able to harvest several nice bucks off of those food plots because they're in the right areas and we're set up for it. If you are still baiting, I would highly encourage you to start your food plotting process. There is a steep learning curve in food plots. I don't think there's any person in the world that would tell you that they just started out with zero experience of farming, zero experience of food plotting, and just all of a sudden just killed it and was having awesome food plots all over the place. That's typically not the case. There's a lot of small details that go into those food plots. It takes time, it takes learning, it takes making mistakes, learning from them, and trying not to repeat that same process next year. Food plotting is tough. We're planting on small acres. We're planting not quality ground. Wildlife's an issue as far as eating up all our plots. There are a lot of things that go against us food plotting. If you're just putting corn piles right now, or you're just relying on minerals right now, I would strongly recommend you at least getting your feet wet in a food plot or two and starting to learn that process. Because I'm telling you, if they throw you into a no baiting zone in the middle of your season, and you are relying on a corn pile where you're hunting at, your season is fixing to change drastically. I had real life experience with that, and that's why I'm telling you that. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to get you on the front end of this thing before this bait ban becomes more widespread. Recommendation. These are coming from the federal level down to the states, and most states are following these federal guidelines. As soon as they find a CW deer close to you, they're going to put you in that surveillance zone to where they're going to ban the bait. They're going to ban any form of attract. They're going to start doing check-ins. Everything's going to change just like that. And you say, well, maybe they're not going to throw us into it in the middle of the season. They absolutely did. Within hours of them finding that positive in the state of Tennessee on the line, Kentucky and Tennessee, they had us in a no baiting zone, no bait, no minerals, no nothing. Get it up, get it out of the field, or you're hunting illegal. So they will throw you in that immediately. Don't think that they're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Say, we'll let you finish up the year baiting and putting minerals out, and then next year we're going to go to it. They will throw you in immediately as soon as they find a case. So I just want you guys to get on the front end of this. I want you guys to be prepared. On this channel, we do a ton of food plots, and I show you everything from all these different food plots, how to plant them, when to plant them, all the details that go into these food plots to make food plots successful. I describe and go into detail on this channel. If you have not, to like and subscribe to the channel. I really wish you do that. There's a lot of information on here that I think will help you get started into food plots, show you exactly what to do, and can get you on the verge of having successful food plots. Thank you guys so much for watching the channel. I really appreciate you guys, and smash that like and subscribe button if you hadn't already.